At least I laughed, and the story was relatable. But there's some exaggerated acting.
Yes. I feel like, okay, when they're doing the story, they did not do some research very well too.
Yes.
So they're just saying, hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Anifome.
And my name is Joakim.
Soleil is currently streaming on Netflix. And it's a comedy thriller, and it's starring Adunni Ade, and she's also the producer of the movie. We have Sola Sobowale, we have Femi Jacobs, Sean Fakwa,
Meg Ontanwa, Lateef Adedimeji is also in this movie.
Soleil is a Yoruba word, and it, in English, means cheap rides. The story is basically about your journey, and hurdles that you can just encounter on Nigeria when you're traveling in Nigeria. The story opens with Sister Veronica. She is in charge of this orphanage. She works in an orphanage in Enugu, and she failed to raise funds for the orphanage. And now she has to go back to Enugu. It's December. During December, people travel a lot in Nigeria, travel back home, visit the family and all of that. Sister Veronica decides to take the cheap ride back to Enugu, and her journey was a very chaotic one. Yeah, that's just basically what the story is about.
So understand that Soleil, yes, like you said, it means cheap ride, and it's something that from where we're from, which is Delta State, most of them will call them along. This is a thing that it was really, really popular back in early 2000s. And it's still happening in Nigeria, present in Nigeria actually. But this thing is pretty popular because understand that there are registered vehicles that you can board, registered transport vehicles that you can board. But most of the time, especially back then, these registered vehicles were more expensive. So people just prefer that, when along is lesser, so I'll just hop in. And yeah, this thing kind of, for what I know, this is reduced because of the surge of kidnapping in Nigeria, but people still do it. And we that are in registered vehicles that know better, that okay, we can just hop into vehicles that pick up strangers along the road, and they will say one chance. And we in the registered vehicles we always eyeball those people like, okay, don't you know any better? But the thing about this story is that it's highly relatable. That's why it's so funny to a lot of Nigerians. People are talking about this movie because of how relatable it is. Almost every Nigerian has this story because road transportation is the most popular means of transportation in Nigeria. We have droves of people traveling every day in Nigeria, and it's even worse during the Christmas period because people encourage their families to stay put or travel early. At that December period, it's crazy. Yes, and the worst thing is that the thing that makes this story really funny is that even though you board these registered vehicles, drama is not far from you.
But you're in a bus with
people you do not know. Just like in Soleil, people from various walks of life boarded this bus. We have a pastor, a nun, tradeswomen and men, just people from all walks of life. And that's what happens even with the registered vehicles, that all sorts of people will sit.
Now you just one person start praying and preaching.
I have
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I have been like travel stories, and I have like a big book of it. I've been in a car where people carry kerosene. My sister had been in a car where there was someone traveled with their dog. The dog was barking during the journey. So I'm just trying to say that when you watch this movie and you see the things and you're like, is this a stretch? Is this not outrageous? It's not. Actually, expect anything when you're traveling by road in Nigeria. Expect anything. That's why it's always important to have extra cash on you.
Yes.
Remember our trip?
It's December. Our trip back home, it was chaotic. This movie just kept reminding me of the entire trip. That trip was not nice at all.
Mind you, we boarded a registered vehicle, so it's just that just expect anything.
Yeah.
So when you're watching a movie and if you're not really conversant with these things that happens in Nigeria, you're like, oh, is this not a stretch? Are they not exaggerating just for comedy? No.
but some of the acting was exaggerated.
That's bad acting. I'm talking about the story, the action that happened. Is like believe anything you see in that movie, because it's possible.
Nigeria, it's possible, very possible. That's just it for Soleil. It's very funny, and I'll give it 4 stars because it's relatable. But just because some of the acting and some things were just being drawn for too long, that's why it needs to be 4 stars. You know, they tried for the acting and everything. Even the driver, played by Sean, he was nominated for best comedy actor in AMDC 2022. Yes, for that role.
The driver was my favorite actor in this movie. I would say Adunni Ade was actually stellar in that. No, honestly, I'm not even joking. Adunni Ade was it for me. She played her role well.
For me, it's Lateef. I've never seen any. This is my first time seeing his movie.
This is our first time seeing Lateef's movie.
So it's very, very funny.
Yeah, it was funny. So I'll give it 3 stars because at least I laughed, and the story was relatable. But there's some exaggerated acting.
Yes. I feel like, okay, when they're doing the story, they did not do some research very well too.
Yes.
They're just saying it's not possible that you bought a bus
you're going to the east
in one day.
In the east, how many states in the east? Are you going to like? It's just such a blanket thing to say east.
And places like that.
When you hop on a car going to the east, you don't know where you're going, because how you say east and you assume it's Enugu. It's just like saying,
and most of the characters are saying Enugu when they're saying Enugu. So why people not say Enugu? I would have felt they said like that instead of just saying east. Now east do they go? No, I should have done better.
Then it's just like saying south. Where are you going to in the south? So that was, and I don't know. I just feel like some of the acting were exaggerated, but I had a good laugh. And the fact that I could relate to the story so well, like it even triggered me at some point that, oh yes, this can happen to anybody, like Nigerian roads, yeah. So yes, that's it. So 3 stars for me.
4 stars for me.
Yeah. Are you going to see Soleil? Please leave your comment below. Actually, your travel stories. We'd love to hear it. Yeah, we'd love to hear your travel stories and what you think of the movie. Hey. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.
See you in our next video.